soldiers in the tropics must be on guard against malaria, for malaria has killed more people than any other disease in the history of the world. This year, between 1 and 2 million people will die of malaria, almost all of them in primitive tropical areas where anti-malaria programs have not been carried out. Malaria is carried by the female Anopheles mosquito. The male Anopheles mosquito feeds on flowers. The female Anopheles mosquito feeds on blood. She is a silent enemy. There is no warning buzz. Her bite is painless. Afterwards, there is no red spot and no itch. There's only sickness and sometimes death. Anopheles mosquitoes may be found almost anywhere in the tropics, from sea level to 7,000 feet. They may be found in almost any body of water, whether a huge reservoir or a small puddle in a wheel rut or animal footprints. But while they breed almost anywhere, they do have their limitations. The average lifespan is 2 to 3 weeks, and during that lifespan, a mosquito rarely travels more than 1 mile. Moreover, since the Anopheles mosquito almost always feeds at night, there is comparatively little danger during the day. During daylight hours, the Anopheles mosquito rests, sometimes on jungle vegetation, but very often on the inside walls of houses or tents. The danger is when the daylight disappears. The danger is malaria, which can kill. How do you fight it? The answer is that most of the protection is up to you. There are a number of simple precautions that you can take which will provide you with excellent protection against malaria. First, take the anti-malaria medication, the pill that is provided. There's nothing to be afraid of. The pill may be white or pink or orange, but taken once a week, it's usually issued by the platoon sergeant, it will prevent you from coming down with most types of malaria. Take it while you're in a malarious zone, and take it for several weeks afterwards, as you're instructed. While the pills offer good protection if you're bitten, the best protection is not to be bitten at all. And since the Anopheles mosquito feeds mainly at night, we're talking about the period from 1 hour before sunset until 1 hour after sunrise. The answer is insect repellent. Yes, you'll gradually wear it off and it will rub off, but if you really want to stay alive and well, you'll keep rubbing it on. Because it will work. Get it behind your ears and deep down into your neck and on your collar, first removing your eyeglasses if you wear them. It's very effective and totally harmless, but keep it out of your eyes and mouth. If it isn't working, it's because you're not using enough of it or not applying it properly. If you're skeptical about its effectiveness, watch this demonstration. This laboratory technician has covered 2 spots on his arm with insect repellent. This cage is filled with hungry female Anopheles mosquitoes. Watch the 2 areas which have been protected with repellent. Whenever the skin is exposed, apply insect repellent. The next thing you can do to protect yourself against malaria is to wear your uniform properly. When night approaches, roll down your sleeves. Make sure your shirt is completely buttoned. And that your trousers are properly bloused. Don't forget, after your uniform is properly adjusted, to apply repellent to elbows, shoulders, wherever the skin is in close contact with the clothing. The female Anopheles mosquito will bite right through if you give her a chance. The combination of insect repellent and a properly worn uniform can do much to make the female Anopheles mosquito go hungry, at least as far as you're concerned. The next thing you do is to use your sleeping net properly. Remember, if you are in an area where it can be safely used, make sure it'll do the job. Inspect it for tears. If there are any, repair them. You must remember that your blood smells good to an Anopheles mosquito. And she will notice a hole in your netting as quickly as you'll notice the only pretty girl at a party. Make sure the bottom of the sleeping net is secured so that it won't pull free during the night. Finally, when you're ready, get in as quickly as you can so that you don't take any uninvited visitors inside with you. Whenever possible, don't remove your clothing until you're safely inside the netting. You don't want to expose yourself for one moment longer than necessary. Be sure that the bed netting is spread wide enough so that you can sleep without touching it. As far as you're able, try to avoid rolling up against it during the night. That little barrier is very important. Respect it. All right, you've taken your anti-malaria medication, you've put on your insect repellent. One application will usually last for 8 hours of sleep. You've put up your sleeping net properly. There's only one thing more to do. That's it. Use your aerosol bomb. It will kill any mosquitoes that have been resting on the inside walls of the netting, waiting for you. The aerosol bomb is the one way you have of getting them before they get you. Afterward, you can sleep knowing you've done all you can. While avoiding malaria is largely an individual responsibility, you don't have to do it all yourself. Every company-size unit must have a two-man field sanitation team appointed by the company commander. These men have the job of field sanitation and environmental health measures in the company area, in addition to their regular duties. When a combat unit is on the move, the field sanitation team can't do much against malaria. But the moment the troops settle in one place, for as long as 4 or 5 days, there are definite precautions which can be taken by the two-man team to reduce the local population of disease-bearing mosquitoes and of malaria itself. First, they inspect their own unit area for possible mosquito breeding places. Then they see to it that elementary measures of environmental sanitation are properly carried out. Tire and tank tracks and even animal footprints must be filled in. Low areas must be drained wherever it is feasible to do so. And possible breeding sites must be sprayed with an insecticide. Now, obviously, 2 men, each armed with a 2-gallon sprayer, have their limitations. But one female Anopheles mosquito breeding in a unit area can produce several hundred offspring in a 3-week period. And then you have several hundred mosquitoes breeding and feeding in the unit area. There are other things that the field sanitation team can do. They can make sure that the men understand the importance of the anti-malaria medication. and that every man does take his pill. They can make sure that the sleeping quarters are sprayed with an aerosol bomb. When darkness starts to fall, they can make rounds to remind the men of the importance of wearing the uniform properly and taking all other precautions against malaria. And they can make sure that every man has enough insect repellent and encourage its use. Combat troops in a malaria zone owe much to their unit field sanitation team. From the beginning of time, malaria has killed more people than any other disease, and even today kills 1 to 2 million people every year. Protection against malaria is provided by pills, by insect repellent, by wearing the uniform properly, by bed netting, and by the aerosol bomb. For protection against malaria is up to you, the individual soldier. If you are sent into an area where malaria is found, don't take chances. One bite from an infected female Anopheles mosquito can make you very ill, do permanent brain damage, or kill you. So don't fool with malaria. It's a bad risk.